ever get that feeling, like you're just consuming life instead of really like living it?
Yeah.
Maybe scrolling through social media, binge watching shows, and like your bank account's just stuck on autopilot.
Yeah.
Well, today's deep dive is all about shifting out of that, passive mode into an active one.
Okay.
Where you're the creator.
Right.
Of your own wealth and well-being. We're going to explore 17 tiny habits inspired by Nischa's popular YouTube video.
Oh, okay.
That can lead to, like, big changes in your life and your bank balance.
Interesting. So what's so special about this Nischa's approach?
Well, it's not about, like, making radical changes overnight. It's about incorporating these small, manageable actions
I see.
into your daily life, kind of like brushing your teeth
Yeah.
for your finances
Okay.
and your overall well-being.
Gotcha.
Exactly. These aren't, those crazy hustle culture hacks that leave you feeling burnt out. We're talking about simple shifts in mindset and behavior that can have a surprisingly powerful impact over time.
Okay.
So, are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
All right. Habit number 1. It's all about creating more than you consume.
Creating more.
Yeah. So Nischa references Rich Habits by Thomas Corley. It found that, get this, a whopping 67% of wealthy people limit their TV time.
Really?
To just an hour or less daily, compared to 77% of those struggling financially
Wow, that's a big difference.
who watch an hour or more. What do you make of that?
Well, that statistic, it says a lot about mindset, right? Like, think about it. When you're passively consuming, you're absorbing information, sure.
Yeah.
But not necessarily applying it.
Right.
But creators, on the other hand, they're actively engaging their minds, developing problem-solving skills, and often producing something of value that others are willing to pay for.
That makes sense.
So it's not just about, the hours spent. It's about what you're doing with those hours.
That's a really interesting point. So it's not just about, like, cutting out TV. It's about replacing that time with something that, like, nourishes your mind and potentially generates income. What would be a good, like, first step for someone who wants to be more of a creator?
Start small.
Small.
Even dedicating 15 minutes each day to a creative activity can make a difference.
15 minutes?
Yeah. Write down some ideas, learn a new skill.
Okay.
Build something, with your hands. Anything that gets you out of that passive consumption mode.
Right.
And into an active creation mindset.
I love it. It's like a mini workout for your brain.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's move on to habit number 2.
Okay.
This might ruffle some feathers.
Oh.
Create distance from the wrong people.
Ooh, interesting.
We've all heard it.
Yeah.
You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Right.
But, like, how does this play out in real life?
Think of it this way. Your social circle is like a garden.
Okay.
If you surround yourself with weeds. People who are negative, unsupportive, constantly dragging you down, your own growth will be stunted. But if you cultivate a garden, filled with vibrant, supportive, inspiring individuals, you'll thrive.
It's a powerful analogy.
Right.
And it's not about being judgmental or, like, cutting people out of your life. It's about recognizing that your time and energy, they're precious resources.
Right.
And you want to invest them wisely.
Exactly. Sometimes creating that distance can even strengthen certain relationships.
Really?
When you're feeling more fulfilled, more energized, you're able to show up as a better version of yourself for everyone.
That's a great point. Now, Nischa, she shares a great story
How?
about how she used books, podcasts, online resources to shift her average
Okay.
when her in-person options were limited.
I see.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's brilliant. We live in an age where we have access to so much knowledge and inspiration online.
Yeah.
Think of it as building your own virtual board of mentors and advisors. People who can guide you, challenge you, expand your thinking. Right.
Even if you've never met them in person.
It's like curating your own personal growth ecosystem. Okay, next up is a habit I think we could all benefit from, creating an I can do this file.
And I can do this file. What's that?
It's this simple but powerful tool for building self-belief.
Okay.
Essentially, it's creating a library of your successes, big and small.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, Nischa talks about documenting milestones, moments of overcoming fear, Basically, any experience that reinforces your confidence and resilience.
Oh, okay.
Imagine having this resource to tap into
Mm-hmm.
when you're facing a challenge or feeling doubtful.
Yeah.
You can pull out your I can do this file and remind yourself of all the times you've triumphed.
Oh, that's great.
In the past, it's like giving yourself a pep talk.
I love it.
From your most supportive self. It's like a tangible reminder that you're capable of achieving amazing things. All right, are you ready to talk about gratitude journals?
Let's dive in. Okay, so I'll admit, I used to think gratitude journals were a bit cheesy.
Really?
But Nischa's experience with the work of Dr. Sofia Godkin really intrigued me.
Dr. Sofia Godkin.
Yeah, can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, Dr. Godkin's research, it highlights the impact that gratitude can have on our well-being. It's not just about feeling good.
Right.
It's about shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have.
I see.
And that shift in perspective, it can have like a ripple effect on our thoughts, emotions, even our behaviors.
So it's not just about writing down a list of things, we're grateful for.
Right.
There's a deeper psychological mechanism.
Exactly. When we actively practice gratitude, we're training our brains to notice and appreciate the positive in our lives. This can lead to increased happiness, reduced stress, even improved physical health.
Wow, that's fascinating. Nischa mentions using the Day One app with like an 8 p.m. reminder to jot down her, daily highlights.
Right.
And gratitudes. Do you have any tips for like making gratitude journaling a sustainable habit?
The key is to find an approach that feels authentic to you.
Authentic.
Some people prefer structured journaling prompts. Others prefer free-flowing writing. Experiment, see what works best for you. The most important thing is to make it, a regular practice, even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
That makes sense. All right, let's talk about money.
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 All right, let's do it.
Habit number 5. It's all about automation.
Automation.
You know that classic Warren Buffett quote, right?
Yeah.
Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Well, Nischa takes it a step further. Do not save and invest what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving and investing.
Oh, wow.
Adding an invest to that quote is so important. See, most of us operate on autopilot when it comes to spending.
Yeah, I could see.
We get paid, we pay our bills, we buy things we want, and then maybe whatever's left over, goes into savings. But with automation, you flip the script.
Okay, how so?
So instead of hoping you have something left over at the end of the month, you're intentionally prioritizing your savings and investments.
Yeah.
Right from the start.
Oh, I see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You decide what percentage of your income you want to save and invest, and then you set up automatic transfers to make it happen. It's like paying your future self first.
That's a good way to put it.
And it takes, the temptation and guesswork out of the equation. That's a great way to put it. It's like setting yourself up for financial success without having to think about it too much.
Right.
All right, speaking of setting yourself up for success, habit number 6 is all about getting specific with your financial goals.
Specific?
What's the problem with, vague aspirations like, I want to save more money?
Well, vague goals often lead to, vague results.
Yeah.
If you don't have a clear target, it's easy to get sidetracked or lose motivation. But when you get specific, like Nischa's example.
Oh, right.
Of saving $30,000 for a down payment by 2027.
Okay.
It becomes much easier to create a plan.
Yeah.
And track your progress.
It's like having a roadmap. Instead of just wandering aimlessly hoping to stumble upon your destination.
Exactly.
That specificity gives you direction and accountability.
Yeah.
So what's your advice for someone who wants to get specific with their financial goals?
Start by defining one. One specific financial goal that truly excites you.
Okay.
Then break it down into smaller, manageable steps.
Smaller steps, all right.
How much do you need to save each month to reach your goal? What actions can you take to increase your income or reduce your expenses? Having that clarity makes it much easier to stay motivated and on track.
All right, now let's talk about a habit that I'm personally a huge fan of.
Right.
Auditing your spending using the fundamental fund future buckets.
Okay, the fundamental fund future buckets.
Yeah. What do you think about that approach?
This approach is fantastic because it's not about deprivation.
Right.
It's about awareness and intentionality. It's about understanding where your money is going and making conscious choices that align with your values and goals.
Exactly. So can you break down those 3 buckets for us?
Of course.
Okay.
The fundamental bucket covers your essential needs, like housing, food, transportation, and healthcare.
Okay, the essentials.
The fun bucket encompasses your lifestyle choices, like entertainment, dining out, travel, and hobbies. And finally, the future bucket includes your investments, savings, and contributions to your long-term financial goals.
I love how this framework goes beyond like just tracking numbers.
Yeah.
It's about creating a more fulfilling life by ensuring that your spending reflects your priorities.
Absolutely. It's about aligning your finances with your values.
And Nischa has created a free intentional spending tracker.
Oh, cool.
That makes it even easier to categorize your expenses and monitor your progress.
Awesome.
It's a fantastic tool that allows you to see exactly where your money is going and how much you have left to spend in each bucket. It's like having a personal financial dashboard at your fingertips.
I like that.
All right, let's move on to habit number 8. Learn something new about money weekly. As Warren Buffett wisely said, the more you learn, the more you earn.
Ooh, I like that quote.
What do you think about that?
Financial literacy is an ongoing journey, not a one-time destination.
Right.
The financial landscape is constantly changing, with new technologies, investment strategies, economic trends emerging all the time. Staying informed is crucial for making sound financial decisions.
It's like anything else in life. The more you know, the better equipped you are to succeed. So what are some practical ways to incorporate financial learning into our busy lives?
Nischa suggests dedicating just 1 hour each week to expanding your financial knowledge.
Okay, just an hour.
It could be reading a book, listening to a podcast, taking an online course, or even just having a conversation with someone you admire for their financial savvy.
Even small, consistent efforts can add up to big gains in financial literacy over time. Speaking of which, habit number 9 is all about stopping caring about opinions.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
What do you think of that?
This one can be a real game changer, especially for women, who are often socialized to be people pleasers and prioritize others' opinions over their own. It's about recognizing that you are the author of your own life story and you get to decide what success looks like for you.
It's so easy to get caught up in what others think, especially when it comes to money. But ultimately, it's your life, and you get to define your own path to financial freedom.
Exactly. And it's not about being reckless or disregarding advice.
Right.
It's about filtering information through the lens of your own values and goals.
Okay.
If someone's opinion doesn't align with your vision, you have the power to let it go.
So it's about tuning out the noise and focusing on what truly matters to you. I love that. And speaking of prioritizing what matters, habit number 10 is all about understanding the yes trap.
The yes trap.
Have you ever fallen into the yes trap?
Oh, all the time? What about you?
Oh, yeah. It's like that insidious tendency to overcommit ourselves, often out of a fear of, missing out.
Right.
Or disappointing others.
Yeah.
We end up saying yes to things that drain our time, energy, and resources, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and resentful.
Absolutely.
I've definitely fallen into that trap. So how do we, break free from this cycle of overcommitting?
Well, Nischa found that getting crystal clear on her goals helped her overcome this trap.
Her goals.
When you know what you're working towards, it becomes much easier to say no to anything that doesn't align with your vision.
That makes so much sense. It's like having a filter for your commitments.
Right.
You're not just saying yes to everything. You're consciously choosing to invest your time and energy in the things that truly matter.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that every yes comes with an opportunity cost.
An opportunity cost.
What are you saying no to by saying yes to this? Is it aligned with your priorities?
Yeah. And goals. All right, let's move on to habit number 11, which is all about investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Nischa believes this is the greatest investment you can ever make. What are your thoughts on that?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
When you invest in yourself, you're not just acquiring knowledge or skills.
Right.
You're increasing your earning potential, your confidence, your resilience, and your overall quality of life.
Right.
It's an investment that pays dividends in countless ways.
It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
What are some ways that people can invest in themselves?
The possibilities are endless. It could be pursuing higher education, learning a new language, taking a course to enhance your professional skills, investing in your physical health through fitness or nutrition, or even seeking therapy to improve your mental and emotional well-being.
I love how you're highlighting the importance of a holistic approach to self-investment. It's not just about, career advancement. It's about nurturing all aspects of yourself.
Exactly. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, both personally and professionally.
Nischa mentions a learning platform called Brilliant. as like a tool for self-investment, though she's careful not to make it, a sales pitch.
Right.
What do you think about platforms like that?
Platforms like Brilliant can be a fantastic resources for expanding your knowledge and skills in an engaging and accessible way. They often offer bite-sized lessons, interactive exercises, and personalized learning paths
Right.
that make it easier to stay motivated and on track.
All right, let's dive into habit number 12, which is all about diversifying your financial life with multiple income streams.
Multiple income streams.
What do you think about that?
This is such a crucial principle for building wealth and financial security.
Yeah.
When you have multiple streams of income, you're not relying on a single source, which reduces your risk and creates a more stable financial foundation.
Nischa points out that most millionaires, they have multiple income streams. It's not just a strategy for like the ultra-wealthy.
Right.
It's a smart move for anyone who wants to create a more secure and abundant financial future.
Think of it like building a diversified investment portfolio.
Yeah.
You wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, right? The same principle applies to your income. By having multiple streams flowing in, you're creating a safety net and reducing your vulnerability to economic downturns or unexpected job loss.
That makes a lot of sense, especially in today's, unpredictable world.
Yeah.
So what are some practical ways to start building multiple income streams?
Start by identifying your skills, passions, and interests. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Could you turn any of these into a side hustle? Or a full-fledged business? The possibilities are endless. You could freelance, consult, teach online courses, create and sell products, invest in real estate, or even just rent out a spare room on Airbnb.
I love how you're emphasizing that building multiple income streams, it doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. It's about leveraging your existing assets and finding creative ways to generate income. And Nischa recommends starting with just one additional income stream and building from there.
That's a great approach. It's about taking small, manageable steps and building momentum over time. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a diversified income portfolio.
All right, ready to simplify your life and boost your productivity. Habit number 13 is all about streamlining decision-making.
Streamlining decision-making, what does that mean?
What do you think about that?
Decision fatigue is a real phenomenon.
Yeah.
It can drain our mental energy and lead to, poor choices. By reducing the number of decisions we have to make each day, we free up our cognitive resources for more important matters, such as creative thinking, problem-solving, and strategic planning.
So how can we start streamlining our decision-making process?
Nischa offers some great tips. She suggests creating a capsule wardrobe to minimize the time and energy spent on choosing outfits. Meal prepping can also be a huge time saver, allowing you to make healthy food choices without having to think about what to cook every day.
I love those ideas. And for me, automating tasks like bill payments and grocery shopping has been a game changer. It frees up so much mental space for more creative and fulfilling activities.
It's about creating systems and routines that support your goals and simplify your life.
All right, let's move on to habit number 14, networking with intent.
Networking with intent.
What do you think about that?
Networking is an essential part of both personal and professional growth. But it's not just about collecting business cards or attending every event.
Right.
It's about building genuine connections with people who can support your goals, inspire you, and challenge you to grow.
Nischa emphasizes the importance of the who factor in success.
The who factor.
The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our trajectory.
Think about it. Who are the people you admire and respect? What qualities do they embody? How can you connect with individuals who share those values and can help you grow?
And it's not just about, what you can get from your network. It's about what you can give.
Exactly. Networking should be a mutually beneficial exchange. By offering value to others, you build trust, rapport, and genuine connection.
Nischa encourages us to think about how we can add value to the people, we connect with. It could be offering our skills, sharing our knowledge, making introductions, or simply being a supportive and encouraging presence.
It's about shifting from a transactional mindset to a relationship-building mindset. When we approach networking with this intention, it becomes a much more fulfilling and enriching experience.
Okay, are you ready for a habit that, challenges us to step outside our comfort zones?
Oh, okay.
Habit number 15 is all about taking action before you feel ready.
Before you feel ready.
What do you think about that?
I really resonate with this one. It's so easy to get caught in the trap of perfectionism, waiting for the perfect moment or feeling like we need to have all the answers before we even take that first step.
I know what you mean. It's like we're waiting for like some magical sign
Yeah.
or, permission slip to start pursuing our goals.
Right.
But here's the thing. Action often precedes clarity.
Interesting.
Sometimes, like, the best way to figure things out is to simply start, even if it feels, messy, imperfect, or downright scary.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nischa, she reminds us that there's no such thing as a perfect time. Waiting for that perfect time often leads to, well, more waiting and, less action.
Right.
Exactly. And think about it. How many opportunities have we missed out on because we were, too afraid to take that leap of faith?
That's a good point.
It's a powerful reminder to, embrace imperfection and get comfortable with taking risks. And it's not about being reckless, right? It's about being willing to experiment, learn from our mistakes, and adjust our course along the way.
I love how Nischa normalizes making blunders.
Yeah, she does.
She sees them as, valuable learning experiences, not failures.
It's like giving yourself permission to, like, stumble and get back up again.
Yeah.
Stronger and wiser each time. Okay, let's shift gears to a habit that can be a bit, tricky.
Okay.
Especially for those of us who are raised to believe that money is like a taboo topic.
Right.
Habit number 16 is all about asking money questions.
Asking money questions.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
This one can definitely be uncomfortable, at first. But it's so important.
Yeah.
Money is often shrouded in secrecy, and we're taught to avoid discussing it. But how can we make informed financial decisions if we're not even comfortable, talking about money?
Nischa highlights research that shows a surprising number of Americans, over 45%, avoid talking about money with their loved ones.
Yeah.
Why do you think money is such like a taboo subject for so many people?
I think it stems from a few different factors.
Okay.
For some, it's fear of judgment.
Fear of judgment, right.
They worry about being perceived as irresponsible, greedy, or not good enough. For others, it might be a sense of shame or inadequacy if they're struggling financially.
And I think for some, it's just like a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Or confidence.
Right.
They don't feel, equipped to talk about money because they don't fully understand it themselves.
That's a great point. But here's the good news. The same research also found that a majority of Americans, 66%, believe that open communication about money is crucial for achieving financial freedom.
So we know it's important, but we're still, hesitant to do it.
Yeah.
What's the first step in, breaking down those barriers and normalizing, money conversations?
Start by asking simple, open-ended questions. It could be as casual as, I've been trying to get better at budgeting. Do you have any tips or systems you use? Or what's one financial lesson you wish you'd learned earlier in life?
Those are great suggestions. It's about creating a safe space for open and honest dialogue, free from judgment or shame.
And you might be surprised by how willing people are to share their experiences and insights once you open up the conversation.
Absolutely. All right, ready for the final habit?
Okay, what is it?
This one's a game changer. The 1% progress rule.
The 1% progress rule.
What do you think about that?
This is such a powerful concept because it highlights the power of small, consistent actions over time. It's about making gradual improvements to your financial situation, whether it's saving a little bit more each month, reducing your spending by a small percentage, or finding ways to, increase your income.
Nischa emphasizes that even those tiny, 1% improvements, they can lead to significant progress over time, thanks to the magic of compounding. Can you explain how compounding works, in this context?
Okay, imagine you plant a tiny seed. At first, you don't see much growth. But with consistent watering and nurturing, that seed will eventually sprout into a mighty tree.
Wow. Yeah?
Compounding works the same way with your finances. When you consistently save and invest, even small amounts, your money starts to grow, and then the growth itself starts to generate more growth.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's like a snowball effect.
It's such a motivating concept because it reminds us that we don't have to make, drastic changes to see results.
Right.
It's those small, consistent actions, repeated day after day, week after week, that ultimately make the biggest difference.
And it shifts our focus from instant gratification to long-term thinking.
Long-term thinking, yeah.
We're not looking for, quick fixes or overnight success.
Right.
We're playing the long game and trusting that our efforts will compound over time.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground today, but before we wrap up, I want to circle back to habit number 5.
Yeah.
Automating savings and investments. This is such a, crucial habit to establish, especially for those who struggle with saving consistently.
I couldn't agree more.
What do you think of that?
Automating your savings and investments takes the guesswork and emotion
Right.
out of the equation. You decide what percentage of your income you want to set aside, and then you set up automatic transfers to make it happen. It's like putting your savings on autopilot so you don't even have to think about it.
And it really helps to overcome those, impulsive spending habits. When the money is already allocated to your savings and investments before you have a chance to spend it, you're less likely to make those spontaneous purchases that can derail your financial goals.
Exactly. It's like giving your future self a financial hug. You're prioritizing your long-term well-being over those short-term temptations.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about habit number 8. Learn something new about money weekly. This one resonates with me because I'm a firm believer in the power of, continuous learning, especially when it comes to the finances.
The financial landscape is constantly evolving, and it's crucial to stay informed and adapt to new trends and strategies. Think of it like upgrading your financial operating system.
Okay.
The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the complexities of money management and make sound financial decisions.
Nischa suggests dedicating just 1 hour each week to expanding our financial literacy. That doesn't seem too overwhelming, right?
Not at all. It could be reading a book, listening to a podcast, taking an online course, or even just having a conversation with someone who is knowledgeable about finances.
And it doesn't have to be, boring
Right.
and intimidating. There are so many resources available now that make learning about finance engaging and even fun.
Exactly. Think about what topics interest you within the realm of personal finance. Is it investing, budgeting, real estate, entrepreneurship? There's a wealth of information out there waiting to be discovered.
Okay, let's talk about habit number 13, simplified decision-making. This is a game changer for productivity and well-being.
Decision fatigue is a real phenomenon that can drain our mental energy and lead to poor choices. By reducing the number of decisions we have to make each day, we free up our cognitive resources for more important matters, such as creative thinking, problem solving, and strategic planning.
I used to struggle with decision fatigue all the time, especially when it came to choosing outfits.
Oh, yeah, I feel that.
But creating a capsule wardrobe has been a revelation. Now I have, a curated selection of clothes that I love. And that'll mix and match easily.
Right.
It saves me so much time and mental energy in the mornings.
That's a fantastic example. And it highlights how small changes can have a big impact on our overall well-being. What are some other ways that people can simplify their decision-making process?
Well, besides creating a capsule wardrobe, meal prepping is another great strategy. By planning and preparing your meals for the week in advance, you eliminate the daily decision of, what's for dinner.
And it often leads to healthier choices because you're less likely to grab takeout or unhealthy snacks when you have a delicious and nutritious meal ready to go.
Absolutely. Automating tasks like bill payments and grocery shopping can also free up a lot of mental space.
It's all about creating systems and routines that support your goals and simplify your life, freeing up your time and energy for the things that truly matter.
Okay, let's wrap things up with habit number 14. Networking with intent. This is such a crucial habit to cultivate because it can open up, so many doors. And create opportunities that we might never have encountered otherwise.
I couldn't agree more. But as Nischa points out, it's not just about, collecting business cards or attending every networking event you can find. It's about being strategic and building genuine connections with people who can support your goals and enrich your life.
Nischa shares a story about a podcast interview she did with Chris Donnelly, an entrepreneur, who emphasized the importance of the who factor in business success.
The who factor.
Who we surround ourselves with. It has a profound impact on our trajectory.
Absolutely. Think about the people you admire and respect. What qualities do they embody? Are they successful, innovative, kind, compassionate, driven? Seek out individuals who share your values and aspirations.
And remember, networking is a two-way street. It's not just about what you can get from others, it's about what you can give.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on that?
Be generous with your time, your knowledge, and your connections. Offer to help others, make introductions, and be a source of support and encouragement. When you approach networking with this mindset, it becomes much more fulfilling and rewarding for everyone involved.
As we're wrapping up our, exploration of these 17 habits,
Yeah.
I'm struck by how interconnected they are. They're like pieces of a puzzle.
Right.
That fit together.
Yeah.
To create a picture of a, richer, more fulfilling life.
Right.
And not just financially.
I completely agree. These habits aren't just about boosting your bank balance.
Right.
They're about cultivating a mindset.
Okay.
Of growth, abundance, and intentionality in all areas of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one habit that really highlights this holistic approach is Nischa's audit spending.
Yeah.
Using the fundamental fund future buckets. It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about aligning your spending with your values and aspirations.
It's like creating a financial roadmap that reflects your priorities.
Okay.
Instead of, feeling restricted by a budget, you're empowered to make conscious choices about where your money flows.
And it takes the guilt out of, spending on things you enjoy.
Yeah.
When you know you've taken care of your essential needs in the fundamental bucket and secured your future in the future bucket, you can guiltlessly indulge in those fun bucket expenses.
It's all about finding that balance between enjoying the present moment and investing in your future. And by tracking your spending across these categories, you gain valuable insights into your financial habits and can identify areas where you might be, overspending.
Right.
Or could potentially cut back.
Nischa's free intentional spending tracker is a game changer for this. It's like having a personal finance coach in your pocket, helping you stay on track and make informed spending decisions. Have you ever used a spending tracker?
I have. I find them incredibly helpful for gaining awareness of where my money is actually going. It's easy to lose track of those, small everyday expenses, but they can really add up over time. A spending tracker shines a light on those hidden leaks in your financial ship.
It's like those subscription services we forget we're even paying for. All right, another habit that resonated with me is Nietzsche's focus on diversifying your financial life with multiple income streams. It's like creating a safety net for your finances, ensuring that you're not, reliant on a single source of income.
Absolutely. We live in a world where job security is becoming, increasingly elusive.
Right.
Having multiple income streams provides a buffer against economic downturns, unexpected job loss, or even just those times when you need a little extra cash flow.
It's like having a financial backup plan.
Yeah.
Which can provide, peace of mind.
Right.
And a sense of freedom. And it's not just about, security. It's also about creating opportunities for growth and abundance.
Exactly. When you explore different income streams, you might discover hidden talents or passions that you can monetize. It's about tapping into your creativity and resourcefulness to create a more fulfilling and prosperous life.
And as Nischa points out, it's not about, becoming an overnight entrepreneur with a million side hustles. It's about starting small, maybe with just one additional income stream.
Right.
And gradually building from there.
Start with something you enjoy and that aligns with your skills and interests.
Okay.
It could be freelancing, consulting, teaching online courses, creating and selling products, or even something as simple as renting out a spare room on Airbnb.
The possibilities are truly endless. So as we wrap up our deep dive into these 17 tiny habits, what's the key takeaway you'd like our listeners to remember?
I think the most important message is that small, consistent actions can lead to remarkable results over time. It's not about, making drastic changes overnight. It's about incorporating these tiny habits into your daily routines.
Okay.
And letting them compound over time, just like we discussed with the 1% progress rule.
It's about embracing the journey, celebrating those small wins.
Yes.
And trusting that the seeds you plant today will blossom into a future filled with abundance and joy.
Beautifully said.
So as you go about your day today, I encourage you to reflect on these 17 habits. Which one, sparked your curiosity?
Yeah.
Which one resonated with you on a deeper level?
And most importantly, what's one small step you can take today to start incorporating that habit into your life? Remember, even the tiniest action can set you on a path toward positive change.
That's such a powerful message. It's about, empowering ourselves to take control of our finances, our well-being, and ultimately our destinies.
It's been a really inspiring conversation. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom and insights. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of tiny habits that can lead to big transformations. We'll be back next week with another fascinating exploration. But until then, keep those tiny habits rolling. And remember, even the smallest step can make a world of difference.